Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Forza Motorsport 7 demo on the GeForce GTX 1050 Ti for FPS monitoring. This time I won't be using cam since it's not currently working with universal Windows applications, so I'll be using MSI Afterburner instead. And if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel directly, there's a link to the Patreon page down in the description. So Forza Motorsport 7 demo, I'll be doing 1080p and 1440p using a G4560 and a Ryzen 3 1200 overclocked to 3.9 GHz. To skip none of those sections of the video, check the description below. So my objective here is to try and get 60 frames per second, since that was what this game was designed for. Even the consoles are running it at that frame rate, so I will just target 60 frames per second. On 1080p, by using max settings and 2x MSAA, it was enough to be over 50 frames per second pretty much all the time. There were some drops in the frame rate using the first person camera instead of the chase camera, since the windshield reflection seems to hammer the GPU. So if you want to avoid those small drops below 60 frames per second, I recommend lowering windshield reflections or MSAA instead. Then at 1440p, it was easy to get 60 frames per second as well. I just lowered most of the settings 1 or 2 steps below the 1080p configuration in order to lower the GPU load and VRAM usage. But don't worry, the game still looks amazing with this level of quality. At the end of the video, I'll just show you the same as the 1080p section at the beginning of the video, but this time using a Ryzen 3 1200 overclocked to 3.9 GHz, and the game ran pretty much the same overall. Due to the FPS cap to 60 frames per second, I couldn't find a way to hammer the CPUs more, so it was pretty much pointless to test a more powerful CPU in this case. I also tried playing at 4K. I just selected 4K, tried to launch an event, and the game just had an infinite loading screen. There's nothing I could do about it, unfortunately, but once I try the 1060, we'll find out if it's a bug or if just the game not launching due to the card. One very important thing I need to mention is that this game appears to have a noticeable bug. When I first get into a race, everything runs fine, but if I finish or quit the race and join any other event, the game runs much worse, and sometimes it even stutters a lot without a reason at all. So I recommend every time you try different graphic settings or different stages or whatever, just restart the game. That worked for me so far. I'm not sure about what's going on with that, but hopefully for the release day in less than a month from now, they have a fix for this issue. For some reason we can't unlock the frame rate, so we are limited to 60 frames per second. The dynamic option there seems to just swap between the 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second lock if performance suffers too much. For this video I didn't use any of the graphics options as dynamic, but what that does is just change the settings you put on dynamic in real time to maintain a more consistent frame rate. Personally, I found it to be too aggressive sometimes, to the point of using much lower quality compared to what I could do manually, so it's up to you if you want to use it or not. I didn't find any post AA options available. We only have MSAA, which is a big impact in performance and on the VRAM usage. It would be nice to have FXAA and SMAA available here at the very least. So far the reflection, mirror, anti-aliasing, car quality and shadow options seem to have the bigger impact in performance, so I would try to lower most things in groups to notice a performance improvement. Anyway guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you keep enjoying the video, thanks for watching and see you next time.